What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Mark 8 verse 36. I need you to listen very carefully to every word I am about to say, because this might be the last warning some of you will ever hear. I was a man who thought I was untouchable. I owned a hospital. I wore expensive suits. People called me doctor, but what they didn't know was that behind the smiling face I showed to society, I was running one of the darkest businesses a human being could ever imagine. Yes. I sold babies. I harbored desperate young girls, pregnant women, and vulnerable souls, and after they delivered in my hospital, I sold those innocent lives to ritualists, men who bathed in blood, who offered sacrifices, who promised me riches beyond measure. And for a long time, it looked like it was working. I had money, I had influence, I had women, I had respect. But one night, everything changed. One night, I died. And in that moment of death, the wealth, the cars, the houses, the honor, everything disappeared. What remained was the horror of what I had done, and the place my sins dragged me to, hell. And in that pit of fire, I heard a voice. The voice of Jesus Christ himself. Before I tell you what he said to me, let me pause to say this story is not for entertainment. This is life and death. If you keep watching, I promise, your view about eternity will never be the same. Before I continue with this testimony, I want to pause and sincerely thank every single one of you who has been supporting this channel. Your prayers, your comments, your shares, each one means so much. When you engage with these testimonies, you're not just supporting us, you're helping countless people hear the truth about Jesus Christ and the reality of eternity. Many people out there don't believe hell is real. Many believe they have time to keep living in sin. But your support is helping break that lie, one story at a time. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. If you are new here, please consider joining this community of truth seekers and believers by subscribing. Stay with us till the very end of this story, because I promise you, what I saw, what I heard, and the message I was given will shake you to your core. My name is Dr. Matthew Okoye. I was born in 1972 in eastern Nigeria, the first son of a hard-working farmer and a devoted mother. From childhood, my parents dreamed I would become great. Our son will be a doctor, they would say with pride. And yes, I fulfilled that dream. I studied medicine, graduated with honors, and by 33 years old, I opened a private hospital. To the world, I was a success story, a village boy who made it big. But inside, my heart was rotten. I grew up attending church every Sunday. I knew Bible verses. I even sang in the choir as a boy. But somewhere along the line, I lost the fear of God. By the time I became a doctor, church to me was just tradition. A place to show face, donate money, and sit in the front pew so people would respect me. I had no personal relationship with Christ. I lived for myself. And then came the turning point, money. At first, it was small bribes. I would take cash to cover up malpractice or write fake prescriptions. But when a powerful man approached me with an offer, everything changed. He said, "Doctor, you have what we need, babies. Fresh blood, fresh life. We can make you rich beyond your imagination." At first, I laughed. I told him, "Do you think I'm a criminal? I'm a doctor." But his next words pierced me, "Even doctors die poor. But you can live like a king." And he was right. Despite my degree, despite my hard work, I was drowning in debt. My hospital was struggling. I had staff to pay, equipment to buy, bills to settle. I thought, maybe this is just business. Maybe God will understand. So I agreed. We began to harbor young girls who came pregnant and afraid. Some were abandoned by their families. Some were prostitutes. Some were victims of abuse. We promised them care and discretion. But after they delivered, those babies were never seen again. I told the girls the children were being adopted overseas. They believed me. The reality was darker: ritual altars, blood sacrifices, innocent cries silenced forever. And with every child sold, my account grew fatter. I bought 2 new cars. I built a mansion in the city. Politicians began to call me. Other doctors envied me. I wore Italian suits and gold watches. My colleagues called me the Golden Doctor. But at night, when I was alone, I heard their cries. Babies crying. Mothers screaming. My conscience spoke, but I silenced it with alcohol and women. I told myself, it's just life. Everyone does wicked things to survive. And about hell? I didn't believe it. I thought hell was a story preachers used to scare poor people into obedience. I would say, if God really loves us, how can he throw us into eternal fire? To me, hell was superstition. But deep down, I was afraid. I remember one night, drunk, looking into the mirror, whispering to myself, Matthew, if you die tonight, where will you go? I laughed nervously and said, I'll figure it out later. I never knew later was closer than I thought. It was a night in 2019, August 12th to be exact. I had just finished a transaction with one of the ritualists. They had taken a newborn that very afternoon. The mother, a teenage girl, was weeping in the recovery ward, asking, Doctor, where is my baby? I lied to her face, he's safe. Adopted by a good family abroad. Forget him and move on with your life. That night, I drank more than usual. I was sitting in my living room, counting money, whiskey in one hand, cigarette in the other, when suddenly my chest tightened. At first, I thought it was just indigestion. But the pain shot down my arm. My vision blurred. My glass fell to the floor. I struggled to call for help, but my lips couldn't form the words. And then, everything went silent. I watched in horror as I fell to the ground. But here's the frightening part, my eyes were open, yet I was looking at my body on the floor. I was outside myself. My spirit had left. Panic gripped me. I shouted, what is happening to me? But no one answered. Then I felt it. A wind, no, not a breeze, but a force pulling me downward. My legs lifted without my control. It was like a magnet from beneath the earth was dragging me. I screamed, no. No, no, no. I'm not ready. I tried to fight it, to climb, to hold on to something, but there was nothing to grip. Darkness swallowed me. Thick, heavy darkness. My ears filled with the sound of wailing, endless wailing. Thousands, maybe millions of voices screaming in agony. It was not human suffering I had ever heard before, it was deeper, raw, hopeless. The smell hit me next. Sulfur. Burning flesh. A stench so heavy it made me gag, though I had no physical body anymore. The air felt alive with torment, as though the atmosphere itself was pain. Suddenly, I landed. My feet touched something hot, like iron fresh from fire. I screamed as it seared me, but the burning never ended. Instead of killing me, it kept me alive in pain. I looked around, and what I saw, I will never forget. Rivers of fire, stretching endlessly. Souls, millions of souls, screaming, gnashing their teeth, clawing their faces, burning but never consumed. Demons, hideous creatures with twisted faces, wings like bats, and eyes like fire, tormented them with chains and spears. One demon turned to me and hissed, "Welcome, Doctor. We've been expecting you." I tried to run, but where could I go? Darkness surrounded me. Everywhere I looked, there was torment. I saw a man I recognized, he was one of the ritualists I had worked with. His eyes bulged in pain as worms crawled in and out of his sockets. He screamed, "Doctor, they lied to us. They lied. I fell on my knees, trembling. God, please, forgive me. Give me another chance. But my voice echoed in vain. The demons laughed. One of them mocked me. You had your chance on earth. You sold children. You silenced the innocent. Now, silence will be your eternity. I felt chains wrap around my arms and legs, dragging me deeper into the pit. The ground opened beneath me, revealing another chamber of hell even darker and hotter. My skin burned, but the pain only increased. I screamed until my voice broke, yet the torment continued. I remembered the young mothers, their cries, their empty arms. Their faces haunted me. I could hear the babies too, their innocent cries echoing in the flames. Each sound pierced me like a sword. At that moment, I realized hell was not just about fire. It was about memory. You remember every sin, every face, every lie, every soul you hurt, and it torments you forever. The deeper I went, the more hopeless I felt. There was no end. No escape. No death to release me. Just eternal punishment. And just when I thought I was gone forever, I saw a light. A small, piercing light, cutting through the darkness. The chains tightened around me, digging into what felt like my very soul. I was dragged further down into the pit, screaming, clawing, begging for mercy. But there was no mercy. The demons laughed as if my pain was entertainment. The deeper we went, the hotter it became. The flames weren't like earthly fire, they were alive. They clung to me, burning, yet never consuming. I kept thinking, if only I could die again, if only I could stop existing. But in hell, there is no death, only endless existence in torment. We arrived at another chamber, vast and hollow, like a cave with walls of fire. In this place, I saw sights that shook me to my very core. There were people, men and women I recognized from the earth. Politicians who once rode in convoys, now crawling on their bellies, eating burning coals like worms. Pastors, yes, pastors, men who preached holiness in public but abused girls in secret, tormented by the very scriptures they twisted. Each word they misused became fire in their mouths, burning them from within. Then I saw a group of women, shrieking and clawing at their bellies. Their wombs were swollen, full of worms and fire. The demons mocked them, you aborted your children. Now your womb will never find rest. Their screams rose above the flames. One of them looked at me and wailed, Doctor, you deceived us. You told us the babies would live. My heart stopped. I recognized her face, she was one of my patients. The girl whose child I had sold. I screamed back at her, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought it would only be money, not this, but my words dissolved into the flames. No apology could undo what I had done. I was pushed forward to another corner. There, I saw infants. Countless infants, their tiny voices crying, their souls glowing like faint lights, but separated from peace. They reached out, but an invisible barrier kept them from crossing into light. I wept uncontrollably. Oh God, the children, the children. A demon struck me with a whip that felt like molten metal. He hissed, you fed them to us. Their blood was your banquet. Now they will be your torment. Every lash burned not just my skin but my memories. Each strike replayed the face of a mother I had lied to. Each lash echoed the cries of a newborn I had sold. I begged, please. Let me go. I'll never do it again. I'll change, I promise. But in hell, promises mean nothing. It's too late. I saw another horror, a lake, boiling like oil, with souls bobbing up and down. Each time they surfaced, demons shoved them back under with spears. Their screams bubbled like water. One of the demons sneered at me, this is where liars and murderers belong. You are one of them. The hopelessness sank in. My wealth, my status, my reputation, nothing mattered here. Nobody called me doctor anymore. I was just another soul condemned. As the demons dragged me closer to the lake, I felt despair consume me. This is it. I am finished. Eternity has started, and I am doomed. And just when I thought I could not endure one more second, a sound pierced the chaos. A voice. Not like the screams. Not like the laughter of demons. This voice was different, authoritative, pure, filled with a power that shook the very ground of hell. It said, "Enough. Let him go." The chains snapped. The demons shrieked and recoiled as if lightning struck them. The flames around me dimmed, and a radiant light broke through the darkness. I fell to my knees, blinded by the brilliance. A figure clothed in white, brighter than the sun, stepped forward. The demons trembled. Even in their pride, they could not stand against him. And then I knew. It was Jesus. The light was so blinding that I covered my face, though I no longer had a physical body. It was as though 1,000 suns shone in one place, yet it didn't burn me. Instead, it filled me with a mixture of fear and hope. The demons who had been dragging me screamed and fled into the shadows, gnashing their teeth, muttering curses, but powerless. The chains that bound me melted like wax before fire. For the first time since I had fallen into that pit, I felt a breath of peace. A voice thundered, shaking the very foundations of hell. "Matthew, why have you done this?" I lifted my head, trembling. Before me stood the Lord Jesus Christ. His eyes, oh, his eyes. They were like flames of fire, yet full of sorrow. They pierced through me, exposing everything, every secret, every crime, every hidden thought. I couldn't hide. I couldn't pretend. In his presence, all my pride dissolved into dust. I wept bitterly, crying out, "Lord, please, forgive me. I didn't know. I was deceived by greed." But the Lord's voice shook me again. "You knew. You had my word. You knew murderers will not inherit the kingdom of God," Revelation 21 verse 8. "You knew that children are a gift from me," Psalm 127 verse 3. "Yet you sold them. You lied. You shed innocent blood." At his words, images flashed before me, every baby I had sold, every mother I deceived, every ritualist I shook hands with. It was unbearable. I fell on my face, sobbing, "Lord, have mercy on me." Then he spoke again, softer this time. "My mercy is great, but my judgment is sure. Hell is real, Matthew. This place is real, and it was never created for man but for the devil and his angels," Matthew 25 verse 41. "Yet sin brings many here. If I allow you to remain, this will be your eternal home." I screamed, "Please. Don't leave me here, Lord. Give me one more chance. I will tell the world. I will confess." For a long moment, he was silent. Then, in that silence, I felt his compassion. The fire in his eyes did not only carry judgment. It carried love. "I will send you back," he finally said. "Not because you deserve it, but because of my mercy. You will warn them. Tell them that hell is real. Tell them that every child is precious to me. Tell them no sin is hidden, and no blood is forgotten. Go, and sin no more." At that moment, the darkness around me began to collapse. The flames dimmed, the screams faded. I felt myself being lifted upward, away from the torment, away from the chains. As I rose, I heard his final words echo in my spirit. "What does it profit a man, to gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" Mark 8 verse 36. "Go and tell them, time is short." And with a violent gasp, I opened my eyes. I was back in my hospital room, lying on a stretcher. My staff was gathered around me, shouting, "Doctor! He's alive! He's back! My chest heaved. My whole body trembled. I was drenched in sweat. I was alive, but never the same. When I came back, my entire world turned upside down. The man who left his body that night was not the same man who returned. For days, I could barely sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the flames. I heard the cries of babies. I remembered the faces of the mothers I deceived. My wealth, my cars, my mansion, none of it gave me joy anymore. They were stains of blood. The very next week, I shut down my hospital. People were shocked. Politicians called me angry. The ritualists sent threats. But I didn't care. I had looked into eternity, and no threat of man could compare to the torment I had seen. I went public. I confessed to the authorities, to the community, to the church. Some people mocked me, others hated me, but I didn't care. My soul had been saved from hellfire, and I would rather be disgraced on earth than condemned in eternity. I gave away my wealth. I sold the mansion and used the money to support orphanages and single mothers. I began visiting villages, schools, churches, anywhere people would listen, telling them my story. Most importantly, I returned to Jesus Christ. Not the religious ritual of Sunday church, but a daily surrender. I fasted. I prayed. I wept. I begged for His mercy every day. And He began to heal me. I became a voice for the unborn. I warned young girls, don't be deceived by abortion. Don't be deceived by men who want to use you. Life is sacred. I warned men who lusted after money through rituals and crime, hell is real. I saw it. Turn to Jesus before it's too late. Even today, years later, I wake up each morning with one thought, Lord, thank you for mercy. Help me warn one more soul before it is too late. I am no longer Dr. Matthew the Golden Doctor. I am simply a man rescued from fire, living only to point others to Jesus. My brothers and sisters, hear me. I am not telling you a story to entertain you. I am telling you what I lived through, what my eyes saw, what my soul experienced. Hell is real. I was there. And if Jesus had not shown me mercy, I would still be there, burning forever. Don't let sin deceive you. Don't let greed, lust, abortion, ritual practices, or lies drag you into eternal fire. Nothing on this earth, no money, no fame, no pleasure, is worth your soul. Jesus told me, go and warn them. Time is short. And today, I am warning you. Please, repent. Turn from sin. Run to Jesus while you still have breath in your lungs. Because once you take your last breath, there is no second chance. Choose you this day whom you will serve, Joshua 24 verse 15. You've heard my testimony. You've seen where sin led me, and you've heard the warning Jesus gave me. Now I want to ask you, do you believe hell is real? Do you believe that one day, your soul will stand before God to give an account? Please, don't ignore this. I want you to pause, think deeply, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you had an encounter like this? Have you ever felt God warning you about eternity? Let's talk about it. Your story may help someone else. And if this testimony touched you, don't just watch silently, share it. Someone you love might need this warning before it's too late. Thank you for listening. May the mercy of God cover you. Until next time, stay ready, because eternity is closer than you think.